Hello friends, this is Nishant Gautam, Associate Professor from the Department of Pharmacology, Laureate Institute of Pharmacy. We already made a successful discussion of this chapter, tissue level of organization. In its previous four parts with respect to epithelial tissue and the connective tissue. So today we will continue its last fifth part for further detail description to get the advanced knowledge about the tissues. In this part, we will discuss about the muscle tissue and the nervous tissue with some of related tissue vocabularies and the questions to check your understanding after the completion of this presentation. So let us start with the muscle tissues. Generally, the two remaining tissue types are muscle and nervous tissues. These are sometimes called composite tissues because along with their own muscle or nerve cells, they contain small amount of areolar connective tissue. That means the areolar connective tissue surrounds all blood vessels. Also, both muscle and nervous tissue are richly vascularized. Now, let us discuss about the general features of muscle tissue. The muscle tissues bring about most kind of body movements. Then, most muscle cells are called muscle fibers. Also, they have an elongated shape and contract forcefully as they shorten. In addition to this, these cells contain many myofilaments called as the muscle filaments. Cellular organelles filled with the actin and myosin filaments that bring about contraction in all cell types. Then there are the three kinds of muscle tissues. They are the skeletal muscle tissues, smooth muscle tissues, and cardiac muscle tissues. The skeletal muscle tissue involves in the voluntary control, whereas the remaining two, cardiac muscle tissue and smooth muscle tissue, involves in the involuntary control. These muscle tissues are having the unique properties. It is contractile, means the muscle fiber can shorten and thicken. And the second main property is it is excitable. Now we will discuss these three muscle tissues one by one in the detail. Then one of the kind of this muscle tissue is the skeletal muscle tissue. The skeletal muscle tissue is the major component of organs called as skeletal muscles, which pulls on bones to cause body movements. Skeletal muscle cells are long, large cylinders that contain many nuclei. Their obvious stated or band-aid appearance reflects a highly organized arrangement of their myofilaments. So, this is the short description about the skeletal muscle tissue. Later we will discuss the detail about its location and the function. In continuation to this, the second kind of muscle tissue is the smooth muscle tissue. The smooth muscle tissue is so named because there are no visible striations in its cells. These cells are elongated with tapered end and contains one centrally located nucleus. Smooth muscles primarily occurs in the walls of hollow viscera such as digestive, urinary organs, uterus, and blood vessels. The smooth muscle tissues generally act to squeeze the substances through these organs by alternatively contracting and relaxing properties. And finally, the third kind of muscle tissue is the cardiac muscle tissue. These cardiac muscle tissue, as name suggested, occurs in the wall of the heart. It contracts to propel blood through the blood vessels. Like skeletal muscle cells, the cardiac muscle cells are also striated. However, they differ in the two ways. Number one, each cardiac cell has just one nucleus. And the second, the cardiac cells branched and joined at special cellular junctions that called as the intercalated disc. In this picture, you can see the position of the intercalated disc which joins the cells of cardiac muscles. So, to clear more, here it is the picture of these muscle tissues. The skeletal muscle in the arm superficial layer and cardiac muscle in the heart and smooth muscle in the esophagus and the stomach. Now, with the help of this table, let us discuss these three different kinds of the muscular tissues one by one with respect to their description of structure, type of control, their locations, and the functions served by them. As we discussed earlier about the skeletal muscle tissues. These skeletal muscle tissues are long, thin fibers with many nuclei and striations. The skeletal muscle tissues mainly involved in the voluntary type of the control and it is located attached to the bones. The main function served by the skeletal muscle tissue is to move the bones for the locomotory purpose. Then the second kind of muscle tissue is the smooth muscle tissue. In the smooth muscle tissues, the spindle-shaped cells are there with one centrally located nucleus lacking striations. The smooth muscle tissues are mainly involved in the involuntary type of the control. These smooth muscle tissues are mainly located at the wall of visual hollow organs, iris of the eyes, and the wall of the blood vessels. And the main function served by the smooth muscle is to move the substances through passageways such that food, urine, and the semen. Also, it involves in the constriction of the blood vessels, etc. Then, the third kind of muscle tissue is the cardiac muscle tissue. In the cardiac muscle tissue, a network of striated cells with one centrally located nucleus attached. The cardiac muscle tissue mainly involved in the involuntary type of the control and it is mainly located at the heart. And the main function served by the cardiac muscle is to pump the blood to lungs and the body. So, with the help of this simple table, you can easily describe about the structure, control system, location and the function of these three different kinds of the muscle tissues. Now, for furthermore description, let us discuss these three kinds of muscle tissues one by one with the help of their respective micrograph. So, let us start with the skeletal muscle tissue. Actually, the skeletal muscle tissue is composed of long cylindrical multinucleated cells and obvious striations. The skeletal muscle tissue functions for the voluntary movement, locomotion, and manipulation of the environmental factors. Also, it is responsible for the facial expressions. It is mainly located in skeletal muscles attached to the bone or occasionally to skin. Just to focus on this photomicrograph, here you can see clearly the skeletal muscle. Here you can notice the obvious banding pattern and the fact that these large cells are multinucleated. In continuation to this, the second kind of muscle tissue is the cardiac muscle tissue. It is composed of branched, striated, generally uninuclear cells that interdigitate at specialized junctions called as the intercalated discs. The cardiac muscle tissue functions as it contracts and propels the blood into the circulation. The cardiac muscle tissue works by the involuntary control mechanism. It is mainly located at the walls of the heart. Just focus on this photomicrograph of cardiac muscle. You will notice the striations, branching of the cells, and the intercalated discs. Then the third kind of muscle tissue is the smooth muscle tissue. Smooth muscle tissue is composed of spindle-shaped cells with central nuclei and no striations. Also, the cells arranged closely to form the sheets. Smooth muscle functions for the propulsion of the substances or the objects like the foodstuffs, urine, or a baby along the internal passageway. It works by the involuntary control mechanism. The smooth muscle tissue mainly located in the walls of hollow organs. Here in this photomicrograph, you can see the sheet of smooth muscle from the digestive tract. Now, for your convenience, I have summarized all the description of these three kind of muscle tissues which we already discussed. So with the help of this table, you can easily get the information of their structure, function, and the location. For example, the skeletal muscle tissue. It is composed of long thread-like cells striated with many nuclei, and its function is voluntary movements of skeletal parts, and it is usually attached to the bones. The same description is given about the smooth muscles regarding its function and the location. And the third one is the cardiac muscle tissue. So with the help of this table, you can get the information regarding the skeletal muscle, smooth muscle, and the cardiac muscle with respect to their function and the locations. Then the fourth major kind of the tissue is the nervous tissues. So let us discuss some important features of the nervous tissues. The nervous tissue is excitable like muscle tissue. The nervous tissue is excitable but not contractile. Note this point. The nervous tissue is excitable but not contractile like that of the muscle tissues. The nervous tissue is mainly found in the brain, spinal cord, and the peripheral neurons. The nerve cells or neurons sense the changes and transmit the signals. In addition to this, the neuroglia. So what are neuroglia? Neuroglia are the cells that support and bind neurons tissues. They supply nutrients, carry on phagocytosis, and play a role in cell-to-cell communications. So these are the general features of the nervous tissues. In continuation to this, the nervous tissues is the main component of the nervous organs like brain, spinal cord, and nerves, which regulate and control body functions. Nervous tissue contains two types of cells, neurons and supporting cells. Neurons are highly specialized nerve cells that generate and conduct electrical impulses. They have extensions or processes that allow them to transmit impulse over substantial distances within the body. Whereas a part of neuron, that is the dendrites, are cell processes that extend from the cell body of a neuron like branches of a tree. The dendrites is a receptive region of the neuron which transmit the signals towards the cell body. Then a neuron also has a singular long cell processes extending from its cell body, that is the axon. Axon generates nerve impulses and transmit them away from the cell body. Further, in addition to this neuron, the supporting cells, they are called as neuroglial cells. They are non-conducting cells that nourishes, insulate and protects the delegate neurons. Then, in continuation to this, we can get more knowledge about nervous tissues with the help of its photomicrograph. So let us start with its description. The neurons are branching cells. These cells possesses that may be quite long extended from the nucleus containing cell body. Also contributing to nervous tissue are non-conducting supporting cells. They are the neuroglia, but they yet not illustrated. Further, the nervous tissue having the major function to transmit the electrical signals from sensory receptors and to effectors. They are the muscle and the glands, and control the activity of the effector organs. These nervous tissues are mainly located at the brain, spinal cord, and nerves. We can see in this photomicrograph of neurons, there is the nuclei of neuroglia, neuron processes, cell body of a neuron. Friends, further, for more transparent understanding, just focus on this well-labeled picture of neuron. You can see here the neuroglial cells. The that already we discussed, these are the supporting cells and are non-conducting cells that nourishes, insulate and protect the delicate neurons. Friends, now it is the time to check your understanding. For example, see the question number 5. How do epithelia tissues differ from connective tissues in the arrangement of the cells in each tissue? Just remember, in part 4 we discussed about the identification features of the epithelial and the connective tissue. Then see the question number 8, which connective tissue contains the collagen fibers? Just remember, we studied this one with the help of the photomicrographs. So likewise, just go through these questions and check your understanding and revise the topic from the book and from this video also. So friends, finally here I summarized some body tissue vocabularies. Spare some time and just go through these for more refined knowledge and to make yourself perfect in this topic, tissue level of organization. So that's the end of this topic, tissue level of organization. Revise the topic from the book. Have a nice day and thank you.